Hi, I'm James Schillinglaw for Travel Pulse TV, and I'm here today with Larry Pimentel, who is President and CEO of Azamara Club Cruises, which of course was renamed last year. Welcome, Larry.
Thank you.
And we want to find out, last month you actually introduced the new product. You've had the new name for a while, but now the new product is out with one of your ships, I believe. Tell us a little bit about the changes to the product itself that you instituted, effective, I believe, April 1, right?
April 1 was the date of the new, more inclusive product, and it started on Journey. It's on Quest now as well. Both ships have it. And basically, we took a number of items that we uploaded that we felt was more appropriate for our international audience. And that included gratuities. It included things like coffee, tea, waters. It included boutique wines that were available at lunch and at dinner. It included coin-operated laundry, shuttles to the city center, so a whole variety of things that we put together.
So coin-operated laundry was something you found guests wanted?
Yeah, and well, I'll tell you why. Because we have a large percentage of our guests were international guests, and they needed a U.S. quarter. So immediately when they went down there, they had to go back to guest services to get quarters to put in the machine. I found for the little money we made, it didn't make any sense. I wanted convenience, and also the agent community gets commissioned on all these, and I think that's appropriate as well for this kind of product.
Okay, and you also changed the service levels too, I believe.
Service levels were changed. We added a new butler service in the suites. Suite clients have butlers that were trained by a British company in the traditional butler service sense. The response from the guests is through the roof with us. They love the butler service. We do ratings on every voyage. It's called an OC, an overall cruise experience. And the OCEs have been between the 280s and the 290s, and this is where 300 is perfection. So when you get your penthouse guests and your suite guests saying, this is fantastic, you know you've hit on something that's really working well.
No, absolutely. It sounds great. Now, you've also changed the destination focus a little bit to deliver more of an experiential thing.
Yeah, and I would say that for the agent community, we are a destination-focused company. Destination immersion is part of what we do, meaning spending 2 and 3 nights in key ports and cities. And we've also added new destinations. South America is being placed in there going forward, the Amazon, Antarctica, some really cool stuff that's happening with the product that I think the clients as well as the agent community are looking at and saying to me, now I'm hearing it weekly, boy, these itineraries are fantastic, and indeed they are.
Well, let's talk a little bit about that. It's very early still, but what is the feedback you're hearing both from your customers and travel agents?
The feedback is happening in several areas. The onboard product they view much improved. I think in particular when you have singles on board and the wine's already included, they don't feel uncomfortable being with other couples, so that feedback is very positive. I think the fact that we have single rates on selected voyages at 125%, that is really positive from a guest standpoint of view. The value proposition, that is our total price for what's provided, I think we've got the value slot in the up end of the market, and I think that's very clear. So both from agents and consumers, the feedback since April when we started this program is really outstanding.
No, it's fantastic. Now how is Azamara Club Cruises being positioned in the market today? I mean, who are your chief competitors, and what's your kind of price point?
Yeah, that's a good question. I think from the agency community, and I'm getting this from the guests and guest surveys, there's really several competitive lines that sort of are in a block of lines that they look at. It would certainly include Crystal, it would include Oceana, it would include Regent. We're getting guests from Silversea and Seabourn. That's the group. Where are we positioned? Let me give you an analogy that I think could be quite helpful. You know, there's an auto manufacturer that everybody would say is upscale and luxury, Mercedes. Here you go from a C-Class to an E-Class to an S-Class to an M, Maybach. Maybach's in the rarefied $300,000 range, and you go down to the very entry level, and it's a little less than $30,000. Pretty big range, but the name Mercedes-Benz. We're between a C and an E. We're in the value position, there's no question, with destination immersion and a more inclusive product. And I think the agents will, over the next year, look at this as a very favorable entrant to the marketplace. And candidly, I think that we're offering a product that will offer so many destinations with 2 ships, it'll amaze people.
No, absolutely. It sounds fantastic. Now, let's talk a little bit about what things are looking like this year. Are we returning back to what is the normal, or whatever the new normal is, in terms of bookings? Are you still seeing some sluggishness? Or
Yeah, the bookings are, I think, interesting. I think certainly 2009 was a very, very challenging year. It started at the end of 2008 when the global economic crisis came and hit. I don't think we've recovered, but certainly it appears to me that we're not going down any further at the moment. We've hit the bottom, but instead of this being a V shape where it goes down and pops back up, this isn't a pop back up. This is more like an L. So it's improved, but it's improved ever so slightly upward. I'm much more optimistic about 2011. I think we are going into a solid 2011. Advanced bookings for us show very good when you look at the aggregate of FIT and group bookings. And so I'm more optimistic about next year than I am this year, but you never know. It could pop up. On the other hand, there are things like ash and things none of us expected.
I know, and the European crisis, financial
Exactly.
crisis now. You never know. Now, actually, that actually brings up a point. Where are most of your customers coming from these days? I understand you're also getting a lot of European customers.
Well, we're fortunate. You know, Azamara Club Cruises is a part of the Royal family, Royal Caribbean family of companies, and in this organization's infinite wisdom, I mean, they created international locations, and a lot of them. So we have offices all over the world, so we get this phenomenal complement of international guests. And I would say we'll probably end this year in the high 40% outside of the United States.
Really?
I love that, by the way, because that means the guests receive an international destination right when they get on board the vessel. And I happen to think that's a very, very good travel experience because guests like meeting each other. Yet it's an English-speaking vessel, but the upmarket guests from around the world speak English quite well, as you know. So I think it's a good situation.
Now, talk a little bit about what's to come with Azamara this year and then heading into 2011 and 2012.
Well, I think that outside of the new destinations, we're doing shorter voyages, more 7-day voyages. We have the traditional 10+ as well, but on the 7s you can do back-to-back. That allows a lot of guests who don't have the time, but they have the inclination and the money to be able to travel with us. That's a positive. We have new policies in place, 125% for singles on selected voyages. That's very good. We have a lot of the new market inclusions that have almost become a requirement of the marketplace. You know, the 2-for-1 sorts of fares, the onboard credits. People expect this at this point. When I was in the industry 10, 15 years ago, that wasn't the play. But today it is certainly the play, and we're playing there as well. The other thing that I would mention that we're doing is just an expansion of destinations where we're going, which is very, very positive. And also from an activity standpoint of view, you're going to see new culinary track programs. You're going to see golf come out as a very aggressive extension of our platform. All of those things will add to the experience that I think Azamara Club Cruises will become known for.
Fantastic. Well, Larry, thank you for taking the time to update us on the new Azamara Club Cruises and the new product in the last, just in the last month and a half. And we hope to see more and more to come.
Thanks, James.
Okay. I'm James Schillinglaw for Travel Pulse TV.